Gaming Solo. My name is Robert Solo Gamer Friend. This is a gaming solo setup of Final Girl Organism at Station 2891, which we played on day 11 of the 13 Games to Halloween series. And without any further delay, let's get into the setup. Alright, the first thing you want to do is reach in the core box, grab out the player board. You got two sides. You have the Extreme Horror side and the Final Girl side. Make sure you pick the side you want to do. I'm going to do the Final Girl side just because this is a little bit easier. And you want to grab the Organism board and the Station 2891 board out of the game box. You're going to set that up whichever works best for you. I'm going to set it up like it recommends in the setup guide, only because it works best for my table setup. So we'll go right here. I think that will work. The next thing you want to do is grab your item cards. And before you do anything with the item cards, you want to remove the test kits, all four of them, and the two-way radio. Take the two-way radio and place it right there in your hand position. You will start with that. Then go ahead and grab your item cards, the remainder of them, give them a good shuffle, then lay out 3 stacks of 4, and then you're going to place them along the top row there in each of the locations that you can find items at. Once you have your 3 stacks of 4 dealt out, flip over the top card of each stack and then place it in its location. Then grab 3 of your 4 test kits and place 1 above each of these item cards. The 4th one goes back in the box. You won't need it, along with the remainder of the item cards you did not use. Then grab your 3 test results. It says test results in the back. You have 2 that say safe and 1 says simulate. Shuffle them up real good. And then just place them anywhere on the board works best for you. I'm going to put mine right next to the test kits. Next is you want to grab your action cards and go and lay them out, taking the zero cost actions out first and placing them in your holding area. I call this the holding area, the play area. Then lay the remainder of the cards out whichever works best for you. I'm just going to lay mine out like this. And then in the Organism game box, you want to grab the action card titled Fly Faster and place that on the board somewhere that works best for you, and place it at the very top corner right there. Then you want to grab your helicopter card from the game box and place that in the area that works best for you. I'm going to place mine right here next to my Final Girl board. Then you want to grab your 2 decks of tarot cards, one that has the snowflake at the bottom and the other one that has the round circle at the bottom right there. I'm holding the cards upside down, I apologize. And go ahead and shuffle them up really good together. Then once you get a good shuffle, you want to deal out a total of 10 of them and put them someplace within reach of you. I'm going to place mine right here. Place them, like I said, wherever works best for you. Next, you want to grab your 3 exposed victim cards. They look like that on the back, and the front is the 3 things, the 3 different types. Go ahead and put them back to the exposed victim side and go ahead and shuffle them up real good. So once you get them shuffled up, just lay 1 at each of these locations right here. Then go ahead and grab your little red bloodlust marker and put it at the bottom of the Organism board. The next thing you want to do is you can do 1 of 2 ways. You have 3 tokens in here that are red, gray, and black. You can use them to play the possibly assimilated victims, or you can use one of the red killer tokens and the gray and the black that come with it. I'm going to use these tokens instead and just drop them on the board and leave them where they land. Don't do anything with them right now. Then grab your 3 thing cards, look like that on one side, thing on the side, and just kind of put them someplace within reach. I'm going to lay mine right across the top here. Wherever the thing is exposed, those will come out into play. Then grab your stack of frostbite tokens and put them someplace that works best for you. I'm going to lay mine right here. Go ahead and grab your time marker, put it on the number 6 location of your time track. Grab your other killer meeple, the red one, and place that on the horror level based upon what's in the top left corner of the Organism board, which is number 5. So you start on 5. Then you can grab your helicopter and your skid cat tokens. They look just like that. And you want to place the helicopter on the helicopter pad. And you want to place the skid cat next to one of these 2 locations here. You don't put them on it, you put them in the empty space next to it. but I'm going to use, instead of the tokens, I'm actually going to use these miniatures instead. So I have the helicopter miniature on the helicopter pad, and I think I'll place my skid cat right here at this location. Like I said, you can use this or this, your choice. And you can always place it after you do your setup for the scenario, but I make it more interesting. I place that first. Next, you want to grab your event cards, give them a good shuffle, and go ahead and set them in the place that works best for you. I'm going to lay mine right here. You want to grab your whole token, your lab token, and your armory tokens, and lay them out face down within easy reach. Go ahead and grab your 8 tracking markers. Put 4 on the 2-way radio, because you get a total of 4 uses with that. I'll explain what the 2-way radio does during the playthrough. And take the remainder 4 and just put them someplace within reach. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my final health tokens and mix them up. I'm just going to grab one now. You only need one. You don't need 2 like in other games. And I'm going to place it right here for my final girl. I'm going to take the rest of them without looking at them and put them back in the box. Grab your 3 finale cards and go and lay them someplace within reach. And put them right here. Make sure you give them a good shuffle. Now grab your setup cards, give them a good shuffle, and randomly pick one and see what scenario you're going to play for the setup. Shuffle, I'll pull the middle one, put the others back in the box, and the scenario I'm doing is called Good Morning. And before you start placing your victims on the board, you want to take your 3 possibly assimilated victims and place them in areas where they're closest to where a victim would go. So this gray one here is on the spot where I place one victim, and they replace a victim, so they don't add to the victims, they just replace a victim. This one actually landed on a spot where I have a victim, and this landed closest to this location here where a victim goes. And then you place the rest of them out. Like I said, do not exceed the number of victims on there. These count as 3 of the possible victims. So 1 goes there. I place 2 in the rec room. Looks like I placed 2 in this hallway here, so I'm going to lay them sideways so they'll fit in the hallway, so there's no confusion where they're at. 1 goes in this hallway right here. 2 goes down in this bottom room, and 1 goes right here. And then finally we place 1 outside and this one outside. These are possible frostbite victims if you don't get them moved quick enough. Luckily this one's at the skid cat. And then finally place your final girl on her location, which is going to be right here. Remember, there's no killer location out here at all because we don't know who the killer is because no one has turned yet. And finally, I have the 2 final girls to choose from. I have Kate and either Yuki or Uki. I gotta look up that name to verify them. I know I'm tearing it up either way. And how I'm going to decide is I'm just going to roll a die, and evens will be Kate and odds will be Yuki. So let's see what I get here. I'm going to go ahead and roll my 1 die, and I rolled it even. So evens is Kate. So Kate is going into the final girl section. I will have Kate. She has a total health of 4. So there we go. I got 1 health on the board. She has to save 6 victims before she can use her special abilities, which are, once you save your 6 victims, your health maxes out at 7, and you immediately recover all that health. And while you're at full health, you get to roll an additional die for horror rolls. That's awesome. So she has a good capability. And that there completes the setup for Final Girl Organism Station 2891. I look forward to seeing you on day 11 of the 13 Games to Halloween playthrough, and have a great day.